What if I told you that one of the world's most famous sunsets isn't just beautiful? It's a scientific phenomenon that happens nowhere else on Earth quite like this. Picture this. You're standing in the heart of the Australian outback. The air is dry, the land is vast, and right in front of you rises a massive sandstone monolith, Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock. All day it's looked majestic but unassuming, a giant red rock under a bright blue sky. But as the sun begins to dip toward the horizon, something extraordinary starts to happen. The rock doesn't just catch the light, it seems to absorb it, to radiate it, to glow from within. It shifts from rusty orange to fiery crimson, as if someone lit a furnace deep inside the stone. People travel across the globe to witness this transformation. But why here? Why does this particular rock put on such a breathtaking light show? The secret isn't just in the sunset, it's in the rock itself, and in a series of perfect natural conditions that align only in this special place. Let's peel back the layers of this iconic phenomenon. To understand the sunset glow, you first have to understand what Ayers Rock really is. Because it's not just a big rock, it's the tip of a geological iceberg. Most people see Uluru as a single massive stone, but underground, it extends kilometers down. It's made of arkose, a special type of sandstone rich in feldspar and iron. And that iron is the first clue. Over hundreds of millions of years, that iron has been slowly rusting, yes, rusting, just like an old bicycle left in the rain. This rust, iron oxide, gives the rock its famous red color during the day. But that's just the baseline. The real magic begins when the sun starts to set. As daylight fades, the angle of the sun's rays changes dramatically. During most of the day, sunlight takes a short, direct path through the atmosphere. But at sunset, light has to travel through much more air to reach us. This longer journey means more scattering. The blue and green wavelengths get filtered out, leaving behind the warm reds and oranges. That's why sunsets are red almost everywhere. But at Ayers Rock, something extra happens. The surface of Uluru isn't smooth. It's covered in tiny cracks, ridges, and mineral variations. These microtextures act like millions of tiny mirrors and prisms. When the low-angle sunset light hits them, they don't just reflect the light, they scatter it, diffuse it, and create a soft, radiant glow. It's like the difference between shining a flashlight on a flat wall versus a crumpled piece of foil. One gives you a bright spot, the other gives you a shimmering field of light. But there's a third ingredient, the outback air itself. The atmosphere in Central Australia is often incredibly clear and dry, with very little humidity or pollution. That clarity allows the sunset colors to remain vivid and intense. On evenings when there's a bit of dust or smoke in the air, which happens often, those particles can enhance the effect even further, acting like a natural filter that deepens the reds and purples. So you have this perfect storm. A rust-colored rock, a textured surface that amplifies light, and crystal-clear air that saturates the colors. But there's one more hidden factor, the human eye. Our perception of color changes in low light. As it gets darker, our eyes become more sensitive to red wavelengths. So not only is the rock physically changing color, but our brains are also dialing up the intensity. It's a sensory illusion, but a beautiful one. Now imagine watching this unfold. The sky shifts from blue to gold, the shadows stretch. And then, minute by minute, the rock begins to breathe color. It's not a sudden switch, it's a slow, living transformation. First, a warm orange blush. Then deeper reds emerge, as if the rock is storing the day's heat and releasing it as light. At the peak, it can look like liquid fire, especially if there are clouds nearby reflecting the glow back onto the surface. This spectacle lasts only a few minutes, and then, as quickly as it began, the light fades. The rock returns to a silent, dark silhouette against a starry sky. But in that brief window, you've witnessed one of nature's most perfect collaborations between geology, light, atmosphere, and perception. Ayers Rock at sunset isn't just a pretty view. It's a reminder that sometimes the most breathtaking beauty arises from a series of quiet, unnoticed conditions aligning at just the right moment. And perhaps that's why it feels so sacred to the indigenous Anangu people who have witnessed this daily miracle for thousands of years. For them, Uluru isn't just a rock, it's a living landscape, a place of stories, and a canvas for the sky's finest art. Have you ever seen a sunset that took your breath away? Tell us about it in the comments. And if you want to uncover more of the world's hidden wonders, subscribe to Wonder Explorer and join our journey.